In school, we learn much about Christopher Columbus being the first outsider to reach America. But recently, a 5,000 years old map of America has now been discovered in Egypt, revealing terrifying secrets about how America came to be. This ancient map hints at the fact that someone else might have discovered America first, long before Columbus.
These maps were largely based on much older source maps. We're talking about maps that were drawn roughly between the 1300s and the 1700s.
But how exactly did people back then know about America with such accuracy? And what terrifying secrets about America lay hidden within this age-long and mysterious map? Join us as we unravel the mystery of a 5,000-year map of America discovered in Egypt, and how it's revealed shocking and terrifying secrets about the most powerful nation on planet Earth. Exploring Nagaland's vibrant culture and linguistic mosaic. The tale of the Naga and Nubia culture is in a corner of history. The Naga culture is a civilization that flourished in the lands of Egypt long before the pharaohs ruled the sands around 300 to 400 before Christ. Nagaland is a vibrant land where festivals bloom in every corner. Each tribe treasures its unique festivals, celebrating with a splendid array of colors and a delightful feast of music. What's truly fascinating is the diverse linguistic landscape of Nagaland. With as many languages as there are tribes, each tribe has its usage, exclusive to its community. In tribes like the Angami, every village has its slight variation of the dialect, which becomes more different with geographical distance. This linguistic diversity poses challenges for both inter-tribe and intra-tribe communication. To bridge this gap, English has become the official language, while Nagamese, a blend of Assamese, serves as a common tongue. Participation in these celebrations is compulsory, as they embody the cultural essence of the people. Most of these festivals are centered around agriculture, the backbone of Naga society. With over 85% of the population directly reliant on agriculture, the Naga landscape is dotted with villages perched atop high hills or located on slopes overlooking lush valleys teeming with babbling streams. Despite being known for agriculture, Nagaland boasts skilled artisans, especially women, who craft exquisite jewelry, textiles, and wooden carvings. Dance and music are integral parts of Naga culture, with tribal performances leaving visitors spellbound. In this peaceful setting, Nagas embrace the gifts of nature with great fervor, leaving onlookers in awe. While some festivals intertwine religious and spiritual elements with secular customs, the overarching theme remains the offering of prayers to a supreme being, known by various names in different Naga dialects. During these festivals, village shamans perform rituals and sacrifices to appease the spirits for a bountiful harvest, either before planting or as the crops near fruition. These festivals are deeply rooted in tradition, tracing back to eras preceding the arrival of Christianity, embodying the enduring spirit of the Naga people. Nagaland is also a melting pot of religions, with Christianity being predominant with 75% of the population being Baptist, giving Nagaland the title of the most Baptist state in the world, followed by Catholicism, Hinduism, Islam, and others. Marriage customs vary from tribe to tribe, with some tribes resorting to unique rituals, like observing a fowl's posture to determine the fate of a couple. The warm hospitality of the Nagas is legendary, and their enthusiasm for life and celebration is infectious. While they have a warrior past, practices like headhunting are now a thing of the past. Instead, they celebrate their ancestors' bravery through folklore and traditional attire, which often symbolizes their lineage and social status. Food in Nagaland is an adventure in itself, with a preference for steamed dishes and a love for spices, including the infamous But Jolokia chili. Local cuisines feature meat, fish, and fermented products, creating a unique culinary experience. Nagaland may be small in size, but its cultural richness knows no bounds. The Nubia culture had an awesome story in Egypt going back for ages. It's super old, with its way of doing things, talking, and making art. Nubia used to be a big shot ruling over lots of land along the Nile River and was tight with Egypt. Around 2500 before Christ, Nubia, known as Kush back then, was a big deal south of Egypt, reaching into what's now Sudan. Egypt called it Tasseti, or Land of the Bow, because its folks were top-notch archers. Egyptians were obsessed with Nubian culture, always trading for gold, ivory, and other cool stuff. They even buddied up with Nubian leaders, swapping gifts and making deals. This friendship lasted until about 1000 before Christ, when Egypt got greedy and started taking over Nubia. By 730 before Christ, Egypt had Nubia under its thumb for almost 600 years until Alexander the Great shook things up. After that, Nubia was back in the driver's seat, although still hanging out under Egypt's shadow until around 2300 before Christ. When Nubia was doing its own thing, they made up their language, art, religion, and traditions, totally different from Egypt or anyone else. They even built rad stuff like temples and pyramids that still blow minds today in Sudan. But then, in 350 Anno Domini, the Aksumite Empire from Ethiopia swooped in and brought Christianity, kind of ruining the party for Nubia. From there, Nubia took a back seat as Ethiopia's Christian ways took over. Fast forward to today, and while things have changed a lot, you can still see bits of Nubian awesomeness in Egypt. There's traditional music, clothes, words, religious stuff, food, buildings, art, dance, and parties that all have a bit of Nubia in them. People are now all about saving what's left of ancient Nubia by digging up cool stuff at places like Abu Simbel. The mysterious Nubia egg. The mysterious Nubia egg, a relic that defies explanation, was discovered in 1907 by a British famous archaeologist, Cecil Malaby Firth. This extraordinary egg now rests in the Nubia Museum, located in the heart of South Egypt. Dating back a staggering 7,000 years, this marvel of craftsmanship has endured the sands of time. The Nubia egg, originally an ostrich shell adorned with intricate designs, holds within its patterns the seeds of controversy. Adorned with abstract symbols, it features 3 enigmatic triangles, each adorned with horizontal lines. A sinuous snake winds its way around the egg, while a mysterious globule adorns its surface. What makes this egg truly fascinating is the interpretation of its symbols. Some scholars propose that the triangles symbolize the iconic pyramids of Egypt, specifically the triumvirate of structures on the Giza Plateau, the pyramids of Menor, Kafur, and the Great Pyramid of Khufu. This theory sparks intrigue, for if the egg predates the construction of the pyramids by over 2,000 years, how could it depict structures that had yet to rise from the desert sands? Some thinkers suggest that the triangles in the artwork might be simple drawings of mountains. However, when we look closely at the way the lines are arranged and how symmetrical they are, it's evident that the artist wasn't just trying to copy natural mountains. Natural mountains don't have such precise lines. Also, we need to consider how scientists date the pyramids. Carbon-14 dating isn't the best method for dating stone structures, and it's not even very reliable for dating hieroglyphics. For a long time, people have criticized the usual ways of figuring out how old the Giza pyramids are. Some even say there's evidence of fakery going on. One big fuss is about Colonel Howard Weiss. He said he found painted marks inside a special part of the Great Pyramid. These marks had the name of Khufu, the guy people think built the pyramid. So they used this to say how old the pyramid is. But some folks think Weiss might have made up these marks to become famous and make sure he's remembered in history. This makes people question if he was honest or not. But others say the pyramids are about 8,000 years old. They also say the way the pyramids line up with certain star stuff shows they're even older. Ancient researchers looked for proof that people in olden times had the tools and skills to construct big structures. They also study other signs, like how rocks wear down over time. Dr. Robert Schoch, a geologist and professor at Boston University, studied the Sphinx, the statue guarding the Giza pyramids, for many years. His interest in the Sphinx's age grew when he noticed strange erosion marks that didn't match what wind and sand could cause. In Egypt, wind and sand usually wear down rocks, but these marks suggest something else. They hinted that the Sphinx faced long periods of heavy rain long ago, which made deep marks on its limestone base. Records show Egypt hasn't had such rainy weather for thousands of years, so it's likely the Sphinx was built before the Sahara Desert took over the area. The marks found on the Sphinx's enclosure were caused by water flowing down vertically in a wavy pattern. Geologists, besides those who identified the water shock, agree that these marks show erosion from rainfall. This erosion likely happened between 5,000 and 10,000 BC when the Sahara Desert was wetter, with rivers and lakes. This suggests the Sphinx and Giza pyramids might be older than we thought, possibly built before ancient Egypt's dynastic period. Some ancient writings hint at even older construction dates for the pyramids. Al-Masudi, an Egyptian historian, believed that Pharaoh Khufu didn't build the Great Pyramid. Instead, he attributed it to a king named Suid, who Al-Masudi linked to the biblical figure Enoch. Al-Masudi described Suid as a wise ruler who foresaw a great flood and ordered the pyramid's construction to store knowledge and preserve civilization. In ancient times, before Islam spread across North Africa, people worshipped stars and other things in space. They included these celestial objects in their religious and burial customs. This suggests that the way we estimate the age of the pyramids might not be very accurate. Some people wonder why the pyramids are shown twice on the Nubia egg. What if this representation was a way to show the pyramids and the Nile River in different seasons, like in the dry season and the wet season? This idea is supported by the fact that the Nile shapes on the egg are not the same width. This could mean the river's volume changes depending on the season or time of year. So, while the Nubia egg shows pyramids and a river, its inspiration might have been to show how the seasons change. There's another interesting detail near the top of the egg. Fans of the lost city of Atlantis would find this intriguing. The egg has several circles around a small opening at the top. Some scholars think this is similar to Plato's description of Atlantis from around 300 before Christ. Plato talked about Atlantis having rings of land and water, like layers on a cake. If this is what the Nubia egg is showing, maybe it's not just about Egypt, but also Atlantis. If there's a connection between the places shown on the egg and real geography, then Atlantis might not be so far from Egypt after all. Maybe this ancient egg can help to find the lost city of Atlantis. The intriguing paintings of Hanis. In ancient times in Hanis, there was a remarkable discovery of paintings that depicted maps of both the Old World and the American continent. To fully appreciate the significance of these paintings, it's important to understand the historical context. Hanis was once a bustling city during the pre-dynastic era of Egypt. It served as the religious and political capital of Upper Egypt and has since unearthed numerous artifacts. However, none have been as captivating as the map-bearing paintings found at the site. Upon closer inspection, it became clear to trained observers that these paintings were more than mere decorations. They are intricately detailed continent outlines with remarkable accuracy. A glance at these paintings reveals the unmistakable shape of the American continent. This begs the question, how did the artists possess knowledge of the American continent? It's conceivable that they belonged to a civilization that either knew of its existence or had some form of contact with the native peoples of America. The existence of such detailed maps hints at the possibility of transoceanic voyages long before conventional historical narratives suggest. Could it be that the Egyptians sent explorers across the Atlantic millennia before the likes of Christopher Columbus? Did they engage in substantial interactions with civilizations in America? These are intriguing questions that challenge our understanding of ancient civilizations and their capabilities. Aside from the map of America, the paintings also depicted accurate maps of Europe, Asia, and Africa. They showcased notable features such as the Nile River, the Mediterranean Sea, and the mountain ranges of Europe and Asia. The precision of these maps suggests that the mapmakers were either seasoned explorers or had access to a wealth of geographical knowledge accumulated over time through international trade or explorations. Moreover, the artistic style and techniques employed in these paintings astonished researchers. The use of natural pigments and precise line work spoke to the skill and craftsmanship of the artists. Their ability to challenge preconceived notions about the first non-native peoples to set foot on American soil is perhaps their greatest achievement. In light of these discoveries, it's fascinating to consider the implications for our understanding of ancient civilizations and their interactions. What other mysteries lie buried beneath the sands of time, waiting to be unearthed by curious archaeologists? The story of Hannes and its remarkable paintings is just one chapter in the ongoing saga of humanity's quest to unravel the secrets of the past. Moving further, some more recent archaeological findings offer a glimpse into the rich landscape of human history. Fascinating discovery of Atlantis. In the ancient writings of Plato, in the dialogues Timaeus and Critias, there is a tale of a legendary city called Atlantis. For centuries, people have searched for this lost city, but no definitive answer has been found. However, recent progress suggests we may be getting closer to solving this mystery. Reports indicate that a previously unknown map from ancient Rome has been discovered, which could identify the location of Atlantis. Understanding the story of Atlantis and where it might be found sparks a unique curiosity. Researchers studying this old Roman map have made fascinating discoveries that are changing how experts search for the lost city. So, where did this map come from? It was drawn up by an admiral of the Ottoman Empire named Piri Reis in 1513. This map, famously known as the Piri Reis map, is renowned for its accurate depictions of coastlines. What has intrigued specialists, however, is a particular notation on the map indicating where Atlantis might be located. According to the Latin text on the Piri Reis map, Atlantis could be found beyond the Pillars of Hercules. These pillars are located in the ancient Straits of Gibraltar, forming a gateway to the Mediterranean Sea. Beyond them lies the possibility of finding Atlantis, as suggested by researchers. To lend credibility to this theory, academics have analyzed various ancient sources, including Plato's dialogues, and compared them with information found on the Piri Reis map. The discovery of this old map was surprising because it depicted detailed information about the Mediterranean region, including certain islands unknown to the Western world. While it's tempting to rely solely on the guidance of the Piri Reis map to prove Atlantis's existence, one must consider all pieces of evidence. This includes geological surveys, archaeological findings, and underwater structures. These findings reveal interesting shapes and anomalies on the seabed, indicating the potential existence of advanced settlements in the region. Of course, extraordinary claims like the existence of Atlantis are met with skepticism. Some argue that there isn't enough empirical data to support the reality of Atlantis. However, others contend that there is insufficient evidence to dismiss such claims entirely. For years, scientists have been trying to unravel the mysteries of this geological marvel. Recent findings in Mauritania's Western Sahara Desert have revealed striking similarities between the Eye of Sahara and Plato's description of Atlantis. These discoveries continue to fuel the quest to uncover the truth about this legendary city. The link between Sahara and Atlantis. The fascinating link between the Eye of Sahara and the legendary Atlantis is unveiled through the examination of an ancient Roman map. This map, crafted by the renowned geographer Pomponius Mela, provides an intricate depiction of the visible universe as understood over 2,000 years ago. Mela's map contains a noteworthy remark about Atlantis or the Atlantean people, indicating that the Romans were aware of a significant civilization in that region. Modern researchers have conducted an analysis revealing striking similarities between the Eye of Sahara and Plato's narrative of Atlantis. These parallels cannot be merely coincidental. The geological features of the Eye of Sahara align closely with Plato's descriptions of Atlantis. Plato described Atlantis as surrounded by a large rectangular plain, just like the expansive terrain of the Eye of Sahara. Moreover, Plato mentioned that Atlantis was encircled by water, a detail that corresponds with observable signs of liquid abrasion found at the Eye of Sahara. The presence of hot springs in the area further supports the hypothesis that the Eye of Sahara may harbor remnants of a lost city, as described by Plato. The discovery of elephant ivory within the Western Sahara Desert strengthens the potential connection between the Eye of Sahara and Atlantis. Plato's mention of elephants in his description of Atlantis lends credibility to this finding. The presence of elephant ivory in the region reinforces the proposition that the Eye of Sahara could be the location of the fabled lost city of Atlantis. Several scholars have embraced this theory, drawing from newfound evidence to support their claims. The revelation that the Eye of Sahara may be Atlantis has sparked widespread curiosity among researchers and adventurers alike. Expeditions equipped with advanced technologies and archaeological methodologies are being organized to explore this geological formation in search of remnants of the lost city. Confirming the Eye of Sahara as Atlantis could revolutionize our understanding of early civilizations and reshape existing notions of ancient societies. However, skepticism persists among critics who argue that there is insufficient solid proof to conclusively link the Eye of Sahara to Atlantis. While ample evidence exists, further scientific inquiry is necessary to establish a definitive correlation between the two. It is essential to subject these declarations to rigorous analysis and critical scrutiny to validate them. The discovery of Atlantis has the potential to challenge our current knowledge about early societies and their achievements. Exploring this ancient civilization may unveil technological advancements and societal innovations that could surprise us. Plato's description suggests that the Atlanteans possessed sophisticated irrigation systems and mastery of metallurgy, enabling them to thrive and excel in various fields. The architectural marvels attributed to the Atlanteans, along with their engineering prowess, hint at a highly advanced and organized society. Their ability to construct massive structures and develop intricate canal systems for commercial activities speaks to their ingenuity and foresight. Unraveling the mysteries of Atlantis may provide insights into the origins of mythical accounts and legends that have captivated people for centuries. The influence of the story of Atlantis can be seen in various works of literature and film worldwide, underscoring its enduring appeal and fascination. Exploration efforts aimed at uncovering the potential affiliation between the Eye of Sahara and Atlantis are expected to continue in the coming years. Advanced technological tools, such as archaeological methods and remote sensing, will play a crucial role in uncovering secrets buried beneath centuries-old sands. The implications of discovery. Atlantis. The discovery of Atlantis is not merely about satisfying our curiosity. It carries profound implications for our understanding of ancient civilizations. If the Eye of Sahara were definitively identified as Atlantis, it would challenge and reshape our current perceptions of early societies and their achievements. Exploring the possibilities of ancient civilizations could make us rethink what we know now. Looking into the mystery of Atlantis could reveal its secrets, from its advanced technology to its fascinating culture and architecture. Digging into Atlantis's past might teach us valuable lessons about how societies rise and fall, and what factors play a role in their success or downfall. While some people doubt the existence of Atlantis, others speculate that the Eye of Sahara might be linked to it. More research is needed to confirm or debunk these theories. Collaboration among experts from various fields, along with rigorous scientific inquiry, is crucial for uncovering the truth. Discovering a lost civilization like Atlantis relies on dedicated explorers and skilled researchers equipped with cutting-edge technologies such as advanced imaging and underwater exploration tools. If Atlantis is indeed found, it could revolutionize our understanding of ancient civilizations and their technological advancements. It might even challenge what we thought we knew about history and point us toward new avenues of research. The allure of Atlantis has captured the imagination of people for centuries. It represents both a lost paradise and a cautionary tale about human arrogance. Finding Atlantis would be a monumental achievement, not just for archaeology, but for our innate curiosity about the unknown. However, the search for Atlantis is ongoing and requires careful examination of evidence to separate fact from fiction. While there have been intriguing findings, including possible references to ancient maps, we must approach the subject with both excitement and skepticism. Further investigation and scientific scrutiny are essential to validate any claims about Atlantis, especially regarding its alleged connection to the Eye of Sahara. Unraveling: the truth behind Atlantis. The fascination with Atlantis isn't just a coincidence. It's like the beginning of our current world and way of life started back then. But where did this idea of a mysterious sunken land come from? Well, one of the earliest mentions of Atlantis comes from Plato, an old Greek thinker. He talked about it in his writings about 400 years ago. Plato described Atlantis as a big island that used to be in the Atlantic Ocean. He got this story from a guy named Solon, who heard about it during a trip to Egypt around 2,600 years ago. Plato was really into this Atlantis thing. He even talked to smart people from that time to learn more. They knew a lot about old stories, history, and rocks. Plato finally wrote about Atlantis later in his life, making sure to save the story for future generations. He got some info from ancient libraries too, like the one in Alexandria. Plato thought Atlantis was pretty big, almost like Western Europe, and full of cool stuff like metals and a special metal called orichalcum. The main city was fancy, with rings of land and canals around it. It was like a big fancy fortress city. But did Atlantis exist? We're not sure. People have different ideas. Some think it was a big island that sank into the ocean a long time ago. Others say it was just a story. To find out more, we have to look at rocks and the ocean. There's a theory that Atlantis was a big island connected to Europe, Africa, and North America. It was around a long time ago, maybe millions of years. But then, it split into two islands, and eventually they sank because of earthquakes and rising sea levels. Some of the highest parts of Atlantis might be the Azores and Madeira Islands we see today. For a long time, people forgot about Atlantis. But during the Renaissance, when people got interested in old stuff again, they started talking about it more. In the last 500 years, lots of theories have come up about Atlantis, but none of them match Plato's story exactly. Some folks think Atlantis was made by beings from outer space. Others say it was a place where people were super spiritual and tech-savvy. One guy even wrote a book saying Atlantis was made by special people from another dimension. There's also this idea that there were different kinds of people back then, like giants or spiritual beings. Some stories say they even had a third eye. But over time, people changed, and that special eye disappeared. A famous psychic, Edgar Cayce, said Atlantis had a tough time in its last few thousand years. There were big disasters, and some people left for other places like Egypt and Peru. Atlantis finally sank for good around 12,000 years ago, according to him. But even today, we're still not sure if Atlantis was real or just a really good story. Buried in the old sands of Egypt, a surprising find was recently uncovered by scientists, sending shockwaves across the world. This incredible discovery was none other than a 5,000 years old map of America that contains lots of terrifying secrets about the greatest country in the world. Motivated by curiosity and a desire for knowledge, a brave team of explorers set off on a journey across the vast Atlantic Ocean, guided by the mysterious map. Their adventure took them to the center of the New World, where old ruins were hidden under thick trees. However, as they ventured into the unfamiliar territory, they encountered strange signs and unexplained events. It became clear that the map held more than just information about the land. It held the key to a power beyond understanding, one that had been locked away for thousands of years. As they dig deeper, they uncover the chilling truth. The map was a warning, a sign of the horrors that once existed in America. And now, with its secrets revealed, they had to decide whether to protect the knowledge or release the ancient terrors that lurked within. What secrets lie beneath the ancient map of America? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. The Galactic Federation and Atlantean civilization. Looking into another story, one about the Galactic Federation and space creatures fighting for control of Earth. This tale goes back to when the Atlantean civilization began, as told by Matthias de Stefano, a special kid who remembers his past life in Atlantis. He talks about Atlantis starting around 16 BC, made by the Azir, big aliens also called Anunnaki. The Azir came to Earth for safety and settled in the Middle East, where they messed with DNA to make the perfect life for our planet. Their kids, the Atlanteans, were picked to keep their knowledge alive. Split into two groups, some Azir made humans work for them, while others helped and taught them kindly. The Atlanteans, mixed with Arcturian DNA, had blue blood and kept their family history to protect their smarts. They got good at sound and vibration, making gadgets to change things around them and send messages worldwide. But their chase for power messed things up. At first, Atlantis did well, following Lemurian ideas of being spiritual and good with tech. But some wanted to rule the world, misusing their fancy tech. Then a big disaster happened, sinking Atlantis and making things dark for humanity. Even though Atlantis fell, it's still known for secret knowledge, using life energy for amazing stuff. Atlanteans worked on psychic stuff, getting insights and seeing into the past and future. They respected women and stayed close to nature. Using life energy, they had big power over reality, even messing with time and stuff. Their tech was different but better, and it didn't hurt the Earth. They got energy from different places like the sun, thoughts, and Earth's magnetic field. A big crystal like the Tuaoi stone boosted solar energy for thinking and talking with spirits. Skilled engineers controlled this crystal, letting them fly and build cool stuff. But maybe using it wrong caused the Bermuda Triangle's weirdness. Even though they were advanced, Atlantis ended. Whether it was from a natural disaster or them messing things up, we don't know. What are your thoughts on the 5,000-year-old map of America discovered in Egypt that reveals terrifying secrets? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below.